Hi guys, welcome back to this course about online communication skills. In this unit, which is unit 5, you will learn about intercultural communication skills, focusing on 4 main skills. So, what will you be able to do are, first, you will be able to understand the importance of having knowledge about your friends or interlocutors when communicating in online classes. Second, you'll be able to have skills to communicate with friends from different cultures. Third, you'll be able to have good attitudes to communicate with friends from different cultures. And four, you will be able to have an awareness of cultural differences when working in groups or with your friends. Here, next slide, let's move on to the topic of this unit. Actually, there are topics covered. First, what is intercultural communication skills? Second, main components of the skills. And third, ways to nurture the skills. And let's find out what they are right now together. Here, think about this question first. This is a good question to think and reflect on. What should be intercultural communication skills? Then think about this too. What is intercultural communication skills? Okay, look at this. Well, according to the of 2004, actually intercultural communication skills means the ability to communicate effectively and appropriately in intercultural situations based on one's intercultural knowledge, skills, and attitudes. So what are the details about this? Okay, let's take a look at this. There are 4 major components of intercultural communication skills as follows. First, intercultural knowledge. Second, intercultural skills. Third, intercultural attitudes. And fourth, which is the last, is this intercultural awareness. Okay, so let's zoom in on each component. Take a look at the first one. First, intercultural knowledge. Okay, so actually, the first one is this about the knowledge. This is related to deep understanding and about the knowledge of culture, including context, role, and impact of culture and others' worldviews. And also, is this about having knowledge of specific culture and general culture, okay? And also having knowledge of self and other, and knowledge of social groups and the products and practices in one's own and in one's interlocutor's country. Here are the references. Next one, intercultural skills. Okay, this is related to having skills to listen, observe, and interpret, and having skills to analyze, evaluate, and relate. So you as a student need to know how to open-mindedly listen to your friends, observe their personality, characteristics, and culture. All right, moving to intercultural attitudes. This focuses on respect, for example, varying other cultures or cultural diversity. Openness, it means to learn about intercultural competence, intercultural learning, and learn from people from other cultures, withholding judgment. And is it related to curiosity and discovery? That you would like to learn about other people. And you have the ability to tolerate ambiguity and uncertainty. Next one, intercultural awareness. Is it related to having cultural self-awareness and cultural knowledge? So actually, awareness is about awareness of valuing all cultures, a willingness to make changes, and attitudes that support learning new things or learning about new cultures. Here, let's take a look at this in detail together with me again. Actually, I talked about this already, but I would like you to take a look at this again in detail. starting from the first item to the last item. Okay, first take a look at the first item again. For checking your communication competence, think about this in your mind. I often find it difficult to differentiate between cultures. For example, you cannot differentiate Asians, Europeans, Africans, people, or culture. You strongly agree with this statement or not? If strongly agree, you can circle number 1. If not, circle number 5 if you strongly disagree. The second one, I find that people from other cultures have many valuable things to teach me. Agree or disagree? If you agree, that means you have communication competence to some extent. Number 3, most of my friends are from other cultures. Agree or disagree? If you agree, that means you have cultural awareness about different cultures. Next, I feel more comfortable with people from my own culture than with people from other cultures. If you agree, circle number 1. If not, number 5 or 4. If it's neutral, number 3. Next, I often notice similarities in personality between people who belong to completely different cultures. If you can notice, that means you have cultural awareness. If you agree, that means you have high level of communication competence. Okay. How about this one? We still keep going on for other 4 items. The first one, I usually feel closer to people who are from my own culture because I can relate to them better. If you agree with this, that means your level of communication competence is not very high because you think it's difficult for you to connect to other people from different cultures. You cannot relate to them. You just wanna stick with your own culture. Next one, most of my friends are from my own culture. So this one, if you agree, it means you agree that your friends are from the same culture. You cannot see differences or similarities between cultures. Next, I usually look for opportunities to interact with people from other cultures. Obviously, this item is about your communication competence, about your openness, that you would like to learn from other peoples or not. Because if you feel more comfortable with people from your own culture, that means you're not so open to learn from people from other cultures. And last, read this carefully. I feel more comfortable with people who are open to people from other cultures than people who are not. This one is similar to the previous item. This is about openness. Are you willing to learn from people who are from different cultures or not? So if you feel more comfortable with people who are open-minded, that means you are also open-minded too. And you would like to learn from other people from different cultures. Then I suggest you guys to try to take a look at this checklist. Try to do the self-check so you will know the level of your communication competence. You can take notes, you can try to find the paper, then write it down on your paper. Pause this video, think in your mind about communication competence that we have learned so far. Okay? เสร็จแล้วอันนี้ก็ Okay, and here are ways to nurture the skills. First, learn about your friends from different cultures. Second, be open-minded. And third, understand that we all are different. And here are essential 10 tips to nurture the skills. First, do your homework. If you know ahead of time who you will be speaking with or what country you will be visiting, it makes sense to research cultural norms and standards. Okay? Second, ask. It might be uncomfortable for you and the person you are asking, but by showing your willingness to ask when you don't understand or when you lack the cultural knowledge can help you to avoid conflicts. Third, accept that you commit errors. So actually, even with all the research you are going to do and the question you're going to ask, you will still make mistakes. Don't take it personally. Rather, do your best to be self-aware, actively learn from your mistake, and apologize if you offend anyone or cross boundaries. Fourth, avoid some jokes and idioms. Humor is culture-oriented until you have spent significant months or years learning it. Jokes should be avoided as it can be easy to offend or belittle. 5. Practice actively listening and observing. Listening is a highly regarded skill. When communicating with others from another country, it is incredibly important to actively pay attention and listen to what people are telling you. How about 6? Repeat or confirm what you think was being said. It can be helpful to repeat or confirm what you believe to have been the objective of the conversation. So repeat and confirm what you think was being said. 7. Don't ask yes or no questions. Instead, use open-ended questions to avoid confusion. With open-ended questions, the person you are talking to can explain or clearly outline their point. 8. Pay attention to nonverbal communication. So pay attention to body language and facial expressions of another person. 9. Speak slowly and clearly. This will help you avoid mistakes and seeming nervous. So speaking slowly and clearly is often interpreted as being confident. And last, take a deep breath and enjoy it. It can be a challenge to communicate effectively with people from other cultures. Okay, so actually take a deep breath and enjoy it. Okay. So here, I would like to check your understanding again. Answer the question. First, how many main components of intercultural skills? 3, 4, or 5? The question has its answer, which is 4. B, 4. Okay. And how many essential skills to nurture the communication skills? 7, 9, or 10? 10. Okay. So that is all I would like to talk to you today. Thank you for joining this class. See you next time. Bye.